Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Mary. For those of you that do not know me, I'm going to show you a 5-minute summer makeup routine, and this is with minimal amount of makeup. I'm not putting foundation on. I'm going to be using my highlight foundation colors as my concealer in some areas and some bronzer and a lip and cheek, and that's it. That's all I'm going to be putting on my face. All I'm going to be using is this little palette right here, and I'm going to use these two brushes. The finish is so beautiful. It looks just natural and gorgeous and glowy. So if you're interested, keep watching. I'm starting off with my bronzer, and a little bit goes a long way, so I like to start very small and then build on as I want to go and to build my shades. I'm using the fluffy side of the blend brush and just tapping that on in the areas where the sun would naturally kiss me, and then I'll be blending that in. I am framing my face and my forehead, and I'm putting a little bit on my nose as well to just kind of, again, where the sun would naturally touch my face, where it would naturally give it some color. And then I'm just going to swirl that around. Mostly focus on my forehead, primarily because I like to diminish that, but I'm just blending and blending away. The next thing I'm going to do is dip into my brightening color. This is called Sunlit, and I'm using my multitask brush, the small end, and I am pinpointing little veins and little red spots and little freckles and areas, things that are distracting to me in my under eye and around my eye, and I am putting the least amount of makeup possible on these areas. I want it to look bright, I want it to look good, I don't want to have little makeup spots, so I am blending with the blending side of that blend brush and just kind of tapping that in. And then I'm going to put a little bit on my eyelids just to minimize the veins, and then on my inner eye I've got a lot of blue and on the inner eye part, so I like to lighten that up. And then doing the same thing on the other side. Again, just targeting the distractions. I don't like a lot of makeup under my eye, and the summer is no exception, so I like to have very, very minimal under my eye. And then I'm just gonna blend and tap that in and blend it in my eyelids as well. Next, I'm gonna dip in with this is my darker highlight color. It's kind of like my foundation color. I'm using this for my blemishes. Now, if you've ever been taught to use a lighter concealer for your blemishes, it's all wrong. You want the makeup to not show up you want it to show up least as possible, and having a darker shade will do that. So I'm using that darker highlight shade just to pinpoint some of those red, purplish blemishes on my face, and I've got a lot of them. So I don't want to put a layer on all of those. I just want to cover them and diminish them and make them just kind of disappear. So I'm pinpointing them and I'm blending them in. Now I'm using that brightening highlight again and just putting some light on the center of my nose and the tip of my nose. You'll notice I didn't put any where the bronzer is because I want to keep that color there. And then I'm just going to blend that up through. I didn't use any contour or anything for my nose, but this does help to draw to the center of my nose and gives that just a little pop, like we've talked about a million times. This is the Summer Love Lip and Cheek. I'm just putting some on my lips. It's a satin sheen, so it's really pretty. It's a very, very, very light pink. I'm not a lipstick girl typically, but I like this. Now I'm dipping into that lip and cheek with that blend side of the brush and using that as my blush. It's got that satin finish, so it's gonna give that really glowy, glossy look up in that area. So it just looks just beautiful. And again, it's a very subtle pink, so it doesn't take away from my bronzer, but it gives just a little bit of flush to the cheeks, and I love it. This is the bronzer that I'm using as my eyeshadow, and I'm using the dense side of the brush and just swirling that color on it, and that just kind of takes away some of the hooded eye that I've gotten going on, and I'm taking some of that color under my eye as well, just to tie that into that eyelid color, and doing both sides. And the last thing I'm gonna do is my mascara. I think I stuck on 2 coats of mascara for the finished look. And that's it. It was I used 4 colors because I used 2 of my highlights for concealer. One was for under eye and for brightening. The other one was to conceal. Then I used my lip and cheek and my bronzer. So that's all it took. You can tell how little makeup I actually used on my face, so it feels like I'm actually wearing nothing, but the glow is real, you guys. It is beautiful. So if you like this video, please like it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.